Hi there, Temba. Um, you guys, I assume you had talks, and will there be plans if there's another flat pitch like the other day?
Hi there, Johan. Yeah, I think obviously the Tri Series was, I guess, important for us to get a proper sight of the conditions. I think we've seen through the Tri Series how tough it's been at times to get 10 wickets. And obviously, as bowlers, we've spoken as to what the different plans and if there's a need for us to change our approach. I think obviously also from a batting point of view, understanding the importance of runs on the board, and I guess allowing there to be enough from a scoreboard pressure point of view.
Thanks, Shahan. Percy?
Thank you so much, Lucy. Good afternoon, Skipper. Skipper, can you ask you, obviously we all knew that the Tri Nations was going to be preparations ahead of the Champions Trophy, but should we read anything out of what happened in those past two matches, and keeping in mind that you guys are getting more personnel, or more experienced personnel heading into this tournament?
I guess really, I mean, for the guys who are involved, who are also involved in the Champions Trophy, like I said, it was a sighter for in terms of the conditions. And for the guys who haven't had a lot of cricket to kind of dust off those cobwebs and get into that rhythm of playing 50 over cricket. I think that's probably the best we could take from it. Obviously there were new faces in the squads, in the teams, and I guess for some of those guys, it was a good opportunity. I think a guy like Matty Bretzker, the way that he performed, he showed why he's one of the guys for the future. But I think for Champions Trophy, really, it's about us getting a proper sight of the conditions.
Thanks, Percy. Neil?
Hi, Temba. I just wondered whether you'd done something special to get under the Pakistan skins when they ran you out, or were they just pleased to get you out? That seemed a bit personal.
Yeah, I don't know what I did, Neil. I definitely didn't say anything. Yeah, I definitely didn't do anything. Obviously, I think at that time, it was quite a key moment within the game, and I guess they identified that as a moment that they could maybe try create something out of the game. In all fairness, it kind of worked for them. They got the wicket, but I don't believe I instigated in any way through anything that I said or did. Maybe I spent a little bit too long at the crease.
Take it as a compliment.
I guess.
Thanks, Neil. Who would like to take the next question? Stu, go ahead.
Hello, Temba. How concerning is it for you that your team is going into a ICC tournament, with 6 consecutive defeats behind you? What's been the discussion about that run within the squad?
To be honest with you, Stu, there hasn't been much of a discussion about it. I think looking at the run that we've gotten here to this point, it hasn't been a case where it's been our full strength team that's been up against the other teams. In saying that, you expect that the guys who've come in to still be able to maintain that standard. I think with this group, from a confidence point of view, I believe that is still up there. And really for us as a group now, it's for us to connect strongly again, like I always say, to remind ourselves of how we want to play our cricket, but really back ourselves to play to our best. That's what we know. That confidence and knowing comes from how we've performed as a group. And I mean, this is a group of guys who've been with each other for the past 4 or 5 years. So, look, I don't think there's any type of baggage really that we come in here as a group looking inwardly, and really looking forward to playing our best cricket.
Thanks, Stu. We've got a follow-up from Percy.
Thank you, Lucy. Skipper, can I ask you, this is a question we usually ask the coach though, but maybe you can help us. As the rest of your teammates, the other teammates, have they joined you guys yet? And because the last statement we got was Owen Bosch replacing obviously the injured Marquis in the squad though. And are you happy with these senior players joining you guys now ahead of this campaign?
Yeah, all the guys are here. We had practice today. It was a full squad practice. Everyone had a hit. The guys obviously bowled, and look, I mean the energy is high again, and there's a sense of, I guess, excitement and anticipation for what's to come. It's Lucy's birthday as well, so we're looking forward to spreading cake all over her face as well. But yeah, I think the guys are. It's good to be with the guys again. I think the guys the last month or so they've been playing against each other. They've been competing against each other. But now we're coming again, and we will be looking to compete against the rest of the world.
So, Skipper, you don't have any injury concerns though?
No, I don't have any concerns.
Thanks, Percy. Johan?
Temba, do you know if that match between Afghanistan and New Zealand was played today? I saw that it was the start was delayed.
Okay, no, I wasn't aware of the game. We were at practice. I wasn't aware of the game, no.
Thanks, Johan. We've got a follow-up from Stu.
Mute myself there, but I just wanted to find out from you, are there any, and there's another question about concerns, but looking at the way Lungi has played, and not just in the couple of games that you had with him in Pakistan now, but this goes back over the season, what's it going to take to kind of restore him to something akin to his best form?
Yeah, I think, I mean a guy like Lungi, he's been out of action for a couple of months now, either through injury or, I guess, out of favor from a selection point of view. He's one of the guys who feed off confidence from guys around him. So, we've never felt that it's a skill or a talent thing when it comes to Lungi. It's merely a confidence thing, and unfortunately, confidence is something that you get out on the field of play. So I think the games that he played in the Tri Series, you'll take whatever confidence from that, but I think you'll also take the learnings and improve in areas that you'll need to work on. A guy like Lungi will always look to compete, but I think me as a captain, it's merely supporting him, giving him the confidence that he needs, but also making sure that he's clear within his role. I think he's also under no illusion as to what is expected of him. But I think should every guy in the squad, we trust 100% to be a match winner for us.
Thanks, Stu. Are there any further questions? Neil, go ahead.
Amber, with less domestic cricket, 50-over cricket being played pretty much around the world, a lot of senior players coming into the Champions Trophy with very few 50-over games, and it just seems almost to be, because of so much T20 cricket, batters are forgetting that 50 overs is a test of defence as well as attack, and they don't seem as willing or able to put in those.
They're seeking some
slow laps,
put forward by the
sort of
municipality
slow overs in the middle. I mean, it's been a formula for many years, hasn't it, to keep wickets in hand and see how you are with whatever 15 overs to go at the end. Is that a point of discussion in team meetings, remembering that 300 balls is actually quite a long time?
Yeah, definitely. One of the challenges that we were given in the first game against New Zealand is to see ourselves bat 50 overs or 300 balls. And I think, look, fundamentally, that's a challenge that, even in Test cricket we've seen where, it's rare where a game goes to day 5. Everyone's trying to take the game forward. So, one day cricket, is becoming a victim of that. I guess with the popularity of T20 cricket, and how players are, I guess, using those skills into all the other formats, it does kind of kill the other essence or what is expected of 50 over cricket. Like you mentioned, batting in the power play, but also being able to bat up top where the ball is kind of swinging and nipping around. So I think that's not something that's unique to us as South Africa. I think that's what all teams around the world are having to deal with. I guess what will kind of help us is that, as much as we've got the guys who are playing T20 cricket, but we've also got guys who play Test cricket as well. So the art of batting through tough sessions, we've got guys who can do that. It might mean it makes it a little bit onerous on certain individuals, so that all your other guys who play that attacking brand of cricket, at least there's a foundation to play from. I think what could help is domestically, making sure that domestically we don't fall victim to that. Provide the guys as much playing opportunities as they can, to make sure that the skills are still being looked after. International cricket is international cricket. I think there's more factors to kind of consider, but I think domestically we can probably do a lot better in terms of looking after our players in the system.
Thank you.
Thanks, Neil. We'll look to wind down on the media ops, so we're going to go for another follow-up from Percival.
Before I ask my question, did you say it's Lucy's birthday today?
Yes, it's Lucy's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Lucy.
Thanks, Percy.
Skipper, can I kindly ask you one of those difficult questions? Can I ask you, is it all systems go for your first match on Friday against Afghanistan? And can you confidently say that you've got everyone's backing in South Africa ahead of that match against Afghanistan? That the Proteas team have got everyone in South Africa's backing ahead of that match?
Well, we'd love to, right? I can't confirm if we've got everyone's backing. I think you probably better off placed. The media, you know what the sentiment is like back home. I think from our side, we can commit to put our best foot forward as a team, and hopefully through our performances we can make our people happy back home. I think Afghanistan, we've got a warm-up game tomorrow, so that becomes another step in terms of another step forward in terms of getting ready towards that game. We're still within our preparation phase, so I trust that come Friday we'll be as ready as we can. Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks, Percy. We'll look to take one last one from Ross.
Thanks very much, Temba. Just sort of adding to Neil's question earlier about the lack of 50 over cricket, does that sort of make a tournament like this now sort of extra important for you guys specifically because of us hosting the 50 over World Cup in 2 years? And does that sort of make you guys want to put in a really big effort here and get as far as you can?
Yeah, we'd like to build on our performances. From 2023 50 over World Cup, the way we performed. Even the 2024, I know it's a different format, but you pretty much had the same guys kind of representing there. So I think it's just a matter of performing and finding a way to go a step further in terms of our journey. 2027, I think for maybe the older guys is maybe a little bit of it's looking too far ahead. I think you'll hear a lot of the guys speaking about taking it series by series, season by season type of thing. But really it's for us to just keep building on our performances. I think as a Proteas team, men's and women, there have been a lot of good performances, finals and semi-finals. So, we'd like to add to that momentum that I think as Proteas teams we've been able to achieve.
Great.
And then just lastly, after his stunning start to his ODI career, is it a little bit of a blow to lose a guy like Matthew Britsky for this competition?
Look, I mean, you've got guys like Rassie coming in, you've got guys like Aiden Markram and David Miller. So I think any team would want those type of batters within your team. I think Maddie, you talk about grabbing an opportunity with both hands. He's definitely done that, and I'm sure in the near future, he'll become one of the go-to guys within the team. So, yeah, I mean, I guess from an exuberance of youth, the way the guy plays, it was refreshing to see. But like I said, the guys who are coming in, I think any team in the world would want them.